everybody, my name is Donna Powers and I am your lab instructor for this course. I did want to take a few minutes to introduce myself and give you some basic information about our lab this semester. So this is a plant biology lab. There is one lab on campus on Wednesday with Dr. Koval, but our lab is going to be completely online, and you will complete it during your own time, but labs are always due on Friday. So again, my name is Donna Powers. I have an office in the first floor of Schuyler Hall. It's office 110A, just behind the administrative assistant's desk to the left. I am on campus Monday and Thursday for a 2 o'clock lab for my environmental science class. So I will be on campus doing an office hour before that class. You're gonna see that during those office hours, I might be sitting in my physical office. I might be directly down the hall in Schuyler 119, and there's an off chance that I'll actually be over in Steuben Hall. It's an amphitheater, 220. Again, you're gonna see this is Monday and Thursday when I'm on campus. Certainly we can make other times to meet on campus if you'd like. I'm definitely open to that, so you're just going to reach out if that's the case. I will have online office hours through Zoom, and that will be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11 to 12. So 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., and of course by appointment. It's my suggestion that when you are, you have questions, or maybe you're struggling with something, that you do use our Remind course app, or if you're online, the website. So you can join our course through the Remind app or on the Remind website at CCC Biolab. So this is a great way to ask your questions right when you're having the problem, and in all likelihood I will be on the other end on my own phone, which is, for all of us, not too far away, and I can respond to your message. So this is a way basically for you to be able to text me, but doing that through that Remind app or website. During my Zoom office hours, I will just be hanging out, doing work most likely in front of the computer, and we'll have the Zoom meeting open and waiting for you to log in. Again, it's kind of a good idea just to touch base with me. If you're thinking you might stop in on campus or in the Zoom office hours, you might just send me a message and say, hey, are you free? I want to touch base. And that way, you have a scheduled time with me. I'm not quite certain how many people might be trying to get that same time. So it's a great way, again, for you to immediately contact me when you have a question, need help, or want to schedule some time to meet. We just have two textbooks, if you will, or required books for this course. One of those is a very inexpensive tree finder that you're going to use this first week in lab. So I definitely recommend getting that as soon as possible from the college store, if you haven't already gotten your materials from the store elsewhere. The second thing is it's black and white photos, but it's an excellent resource for things that you will be looking at and examining in our online lab. So I know that we can go online and look up anything and find labeled pictures and such. This is really great because it has everything that you need in one spot. And in each weekly lab, I've made reference directly to figures from that book. So when you have that right next to you, it's really going to help you get the information and learn the material that you need to learn. So the way our lab goes, if you just take a look at this section of the lab information sheet, or the page here, every week in lab we'll have a new lab topic. I'm looking to post these labs by Sunday of the week that they're due. Again, they're due Friday at midnight, or 11:59 p.m. on Friday. Typically what you're going to be doing is working through the lab and then taking a short lab quiz on that material. Many questions will come from the questions from the actual lab. So it'll just be a matter of sitting with your completed lab and completing the quiz, and there'll be some questions, of course, that are asking you to apply some knowledge that you learned from the material. So you're going to see that we're going to have 8 weekly lab quizzes, and it tells you which labs those are for. Lab 2 through 10. Lab 1 is going to have just a 5-point quiz to get you used to doing these lab quizzes. So that's 125 points. We do have 3 lab practicals, and those are basically lab exams. A little bit different from your lecture exam. Lab exams always have visual aids of some sort, usually always have visual aids. So that helps jar your memory about what you learned from those lab materials. So those are 45 points, and we have 3 of those, so that's 135 points. We do have 2 scavenger hunts. So the very first week of lab, you're going to be doing a scavenger hunt for tree leaves, hence the reason why you need the tree finder. And these scavenger hunts are each worth 20 points. So this gives you 300 points, which is about 30% of your overall lecture grade. So preparing for the lab just means you're sitting down, carving out the time. You know, you really want to look at an hour minimum time to do the lab, and that's concentrated focus. That's not, you know, being distracted by your phone or children or friends or, you know, something else in your house. So I know a lot of us through COVID have learned how best we work. And so you want to make sure to set up that time to take care of your lab each week. You definitely don't want to be missing any labs. And the great thing about an online lab, particularly this one, is that you have the flexibility of completing it during the week. So we do expect that our students will complete those lab quizzes by midnight on Friday each week, as well as the lab practicals. So extenuating circumstances, if you find yourself in a situation, certainly there are many different extenuating circumstances where you're not able to complete the lab, please just contact me the best that you can. If you don't have direct contact for whatever reason, ask a friend, a parent, a counselor, somebody to get in touch with me just to let me know that you're absent for extenuating circumstances so that I can figure out how to help you make up the work when you're able to return online. Just a reminder, we all know that, you know, with our resources online, it's really tempting to cheat. So what I'm going to tell you is you need to always do your own work in quizzes and exams. And certainly if you're working on a lab with a friend, not a problem, but the lab quizzes should be your own answers, not something you Googled and not something you copied from a friend, even if you sat down and did the lab together or did it virtually. So just remember that. There is some supplemental syllabus statement that you're going to see is posted up here that we would like for you to take a look at, and there's a lot of COVID information in that document. Another document that you might find helpful is the student resource guide. So if you find that you have questions about financial aid, you need some supplemental resources, you need a laptop to be loaned to you for the semester, here is the information that will help you get that information. We certainly have our online counseling services. We do have on-campus counseling again, so that's really great. So just take a look at this document, particularly even if you're not quite asking questions yet, it'll just kind of get you kind of thinking about all the different resources that SUNY CCC can provide you. So what you'll see here on the left-hand side are the weekly labs. So here you're going to see the first week's lab. I'm basically going to put them in folders each week so it's obvious which ones you're doing. In this particular lab, I added a little extra information, particularly if you're not familiar with Blackboard, just so you could kind of see. Here's just an introduction to this week's lab. Again, it's due Friday at midnight. Here is the handout and the actual scavenger hunt list. These things are just documents that I've posted, or in this case, it's just the text in this box, but here are documents you can download with a small little down arrow there. And then when you complete your scavenger hunt, then you can submit it here. So this is information. What you should do is attach your files as opposed to trying to write your submission in Blackboard. If your power goes out or you lose connection with Blackboard, then your submission that you're working on would be lost. So you want to do that on your computer. One note about this scavenger hunt, I will show you this right here is the actual list. So what you're going to see is that there are some leaf examples here for 1 through 10, And there's some tree examples for 11 through 21. So you're definitely going to need that tree guide to complete the second section. For these, we want to see that you're familiar with the terms introduced in lab. It's my suggestion that you use this alternative way to submit your scavenger hunt. So this is where you collect your leaves, and it's a really good idea to maybe take a Sharpie and write directly on your leaf which thing it satisfies from the list. So maybe it satisfies number 1, 5, and 11. So you might write that on the leaf. Alternatively, you could just put a little sheet of paper next to your leaf, and as you complete your whole collection, you could just lay it out on your table, and then you'd have next to each leaf which numbers on the scavenger hunt is satisfied. Or if you want to, you can certainly take pictures and use Snapchat or use your photo editor through your phone, or you could take a picture with a camera and download that and then upload it into a document and add the numbers next to it. Try to always think about how to save yourself time and how to do something in the most efficient manner as possible. I'm open to that efficient manner other than cheating, stealing answers, that sort of thing. So if you have questions, just ask me. But I really want you guys to think about how to be efficient and clever and use the resources that you have as far as like Cam Scanner on your phone, Snapchat editors, things like that, so that you can, in this particular case, in that last scavenger hunt, easily complete it without it turning into you're sitting in front of the computer for an hour trying to get everything all set. Lastly, you're going to see there's the lab quiz. And this lab quiz just gives you 7 minutes for this particular quiz. It was only a 5-point quiz. You'd expect a little more time with our more lengthy quizzes. And when you're done, when your time is up, it will automatically submit. So sometimes students get a little bit confused about why they're not able to type anything, and that's because Blackboard is in the process of submitting your quizzes. So always keep an eye on the time. There should be a timer when you're taking the quizzes as a reminder to stay on track. Okay. Other things here, you'll see your grades are going to be posted on the left and the announcements that I might have. But basically, you've got to have your labs here under Weekly Labs. You know how to contact me. You know how you're going to be graded in the course. And please reach out. You're not here to do this plant biology lab on your own. And I am your resource when you need it. So hope we have a good semester. Let me know how I can help you in any way, not just in this course. If you have questions about other resources on campus, advising, financial aid, scholarships, future jobs, please let me know. I'm glad to help. So take good care. We'll see you soon.